To always get the latest Game Tea, don't forget to follow us on social media. You can find us at Twitter at Game Tea Podcast X. You can find us on Facebook at The Game Tea Podcast, and you can find us on Instagram at The Game Tea Podcast. We post frequently, giving you podcast updates, posting gaming news, and the occasional meme. Check them out after the show, and thank you so much for listening to The Game Tea Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of the Game Tea Podcast. My name is JP.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Czar.
All right, boys, we hyped it up a little bit in the last episode. What are we celebrating today?
We hit 1,000 downloads.
People think we're worthy of listening to. Woo! So this is a very special episode for a couple of reasons. It is our special celebration for hitting 1,000 total plays on the podcast. We've only been doing this for 5 months, boys. Like, it hasn't felt like that long, but at the same time, it has. Does that make sense?
It's been a lot of hard work, for sure, but it's been so worth it.
And yeah, it's been a lot of vacation time. My application's kind of waiting on that right now, but what are you going to do?
Like I said, you got to go through HR, man.
All right, so we hyped it up a little bit on the episode from Wednesday. We have a Q&A specially made by a bunch of the close fans of the podcast and a bunch of our close friends. But we also said that there was going to be a special guest coming on this episode of the podcast. And it is none other than our good friend who created all of the artwork that we use for the podcast cover, for social media, and none of what we do would have been possible without his help. Everybody, welcome Paul Meyer.
We are not worthy.
Woo!
Woo!
Hey guys, how's it going? 1,000 downloads, oh my gosh.
Yeah, not too shabby, huh? Now, let's be honest, 582 of those were from you.
I mean, yeah, but you know.
Good guy, Paul.
Number one fan here.
Number one supporter. First Patreon.
First Patreon? Yep,
He was,
first Patreon.
yeah, first
What's
page.
up?
First guest host.
First guest host, too. Paul is heading...
Actually, that's not true because Krista was the guest host.
Oh, Krista.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Krista beats me at everything, you know? Golf,
Fortnite.
guest hosting, Fortnite.
She beat you at golf?
No, Paul kill us in goal. He's just being modest.
Well, one of these days, I'll get something around Krista.
Now, this isn't just a very special time for us. This is a very special time for Paul as well. The stars really aligned for this episode. We are celebrating 1,000 total plays on the podcast, and Paul is celebrating something very special right now too. Paul, what's been going on with you, man?
Yeah, so I just launched my website, and I'm just kind of I don't want to say officially launching my independent career because I still have a full-time job, but kind of doing that sort of a thing. So yeah, it's been a long time coming, and I'm pretty excited to do more of what I've been doing. So
I mean, Paul, you deserve nothing but praise, and you especially deserve our thanks because it's like I said, man, I mean, the art and the amount of work that you put into helping us with this project, and you've helped me with other projects too. Like, you've done my band's work and the Game Tea stuff. Working with you is phenomenal, man. I mean, it's such a pleasure to have you on because the three of us can't thank you enough for what you've done.
well, you're very welcome, and your guys' projects are always the most fun to work on. So anytime you got
Aww.
Hell yeah.
Nice guy, Paul.
I mean, drawing little caricatures of you three. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah, that definitely hasn't been made Rule 34 or anything yet. That's been always. That's true, by the way. That is one of our friends, but still, it is true. Now, with the launch of Paul's website, this is obviously also to kind of get him up and running because Paul is an incredibly talented individual, and that's why we kind of wanted to interview him and give him the share of the glory in this great celebration.
All right, first off, Paul, you're amazing.
That's not really a question, but okay.
Charismatic and easy to work with. All right, I'm done now. Paul, what do you do in general? What's your background? Give us the deets on you, bro.
Yeah, so I graphic designer and illustrator, which pretty much means anything from logo design to print design, websites for you, like for you guys podcast covers even. I also do a little bit of strategy, which is pretty much just researching and making sure that whatever we're working on together and whatever solutions we come up with, they're going to work, actually make you stand out as a business or funnel sales or whatever.
And we can't highlight that enough. His communication was key. He gave us 3 different designs at first, and we were allowed to be even pickier with that. He never complained once. He was just yeah, that sounds good, man. I know I like this better too. He really puts you in on the process, and you get to feel you're making something special for whatever it is that you're doing. So
every one of the clients I work with, you guys included, it's a big collaboration thing, because you guys know gaming way better than I know gaming, and I know design.
Yeah, we're pretty good, aren't we?
Yeah, except for
Paul.
There's some music
Paul.
mayhem things I'm gonna have to point out later.
Oh God,
but,
throw the tea, bro. What are you talking about, Paul? What?
No, it's all right. No. I'll leave that for Twitter. But you guys, your business, you're the best, and I like to think I know design and illustration, and so that collaboration of figuring out, what works the best for everybody is really, really fun and really rewarding in the long run. So.
Definitely, absolutely. Well, first and foremost, Paul, loved watching you stream our project. It was awesome watching it come together. That was really what I loved about this whole process. Was, like we've been saying, we were a part of it from the start. It was a collaboration, like you said, and that just it was incredible to work with you. And so I guess I wanted to know, you enjoyed really working on our little game T sprites. What other projects do you really like to hit?
Most of the time I work on pretty much what I did for you guys is brand identity projects. So whether that's logos or naming or even taglines, all the way down to figuring out colors for your brand and fonts and all that sort of stuff. But I mostly help with creatives like you guys. I like working with bloggers or vloggers, streamers, podcasters, that sort of stuff, just because it's super fun. We kind of share the same background, and we're both creating something, and I totally respect what you guys do because we kind of have that shared just knowledge of the process, I would say. And so that's mostly who I like working with. I also like working with just small local businesses that are kind of starting up, just because price point wise, since I'm not a big ad agency, I'm one person, I can come in with the same amount, a lot of experience and working in those types of places and help out people that may just be starting up.
That is very cool, my man. Who do you like working with? Do you have some type of specialty project? Is there something you like doing in particular? Who are some of your best clients?
You guys, number one.
Yeah!
Woo!
Top of the list.
Go us!
Yeah, you guys are fun to work with. So if we're looking at smaller individuals, I work with a couple different writers. There's a beer blogger I work with in town. He's actually my dad.
Still.
But he does a lot, and he's kind of helped me get into the craft brewery industry. So I've been doing some craft brewery projects lately. Picked up a couple packaging design projects for a couple local breweries, working on a couple other retail packaging projects right now, which is it's weird when you get one type of project, for some reason the same sort of project comes in and then those stop coming and then another one comes. Just mostly creatives, bands, individuals, and then small businesses.
Where can we find you on social media?
Little backstory, there's a famous, I think, violin player named Paul Meyer. Meyer is how you spell my last name, and unfortunately he got the .com. So
that son of a bitch. Who can DDoS? We got this.
Teach you for being a famous musician.
Yeah, gosh, whatever. Anyway, so let's not give his website traffic. My website is paulmeyer.co. It's not a typo, just .co. And that is most of my socials. The only exception is going to be Twitch when I'm streaming, which I haven't been for a while, but I'm going to try to start back up here in August, is at Little Victories, _Victories.
And I've been meaning to ask you, Little Victories. First, I love the name, but I was curious about the origin.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you do in a day, and sometimes it's just the little things that you can sit and reflect on and go, yeah, that's where I won today. And so wherever I may be failing or feel like I'm failing in the art process, that's what I stream, by the way, for anybody who's not familiar.
Paul is also a motivational speaker. Look at this guy.
You'll go through and a bunch of drafts and trash a bunch of art before you get to where you want. So just getting that one little victory of the day is kind of my motto.
I love it.
So come over to my Twitch and watch me mess up a bunch of times, and then I'll call out the one little victory and probably in the stream.
1-0, undefeated.
So we got the website and we got the Twitch. So like, how do we get into contact with you if we wanted to have you make some more art, or you just wanted to hang out? Maybe I could buy you dinner or something. How do I get in touch with you? Like,
whoa, hold on! I didn't know those services were available.
Yeah, I gotta add those to my service page first. I'll get on that today. It'll be pushed out tomorrow.
Damn right.
No, so on my website, there's a contact form down at the bottom. If you're looking to start a project with me, that goes straight to my email. The other place you can find me on Instagram is the paulmeyer.co, or maybe it's just Paul Meyer Co on Instagram, but you can always DM me and say what's up, and I can kind of get your contact from there. So I'm less active on Twitter unless I'm spamming you guys. So
yeah, I can't wait to hear all of your criticisms. I'm sure they'll be constructive and well thought out.
Well, your number one Patreon supporter's got to get some sort of criticism.
There may be somebody out there right now who is thinking about starting a project. Doesn't have to be a podcast. Maybe you wanted to start a band. Maybe it's a YouTube channel, something. The very first key to doing anything is brand identity. Having good artwork to go along with whatever it is you're trying to do out there. Paul Meyer is your man. All right? Get over to his website. Look at some of his work. He's done amazing things. And if you've been on the fence about trying to get something started, this is your opportunity. This is me telling you that you finally have a way to get started. And Paul, once again, just thank you so much for all the work that you've done for us. I mean, we have no way of thanking you other than, I guess I helped you move, but other than that.
You did, and that was I needed that. It was a hot day.
Oh, you're damn right it was.
When we're super rich, we'll start throwing money at you. Don't worry.
That sounds good. Well, thank you guys so much too.
Well, I have a feeling that we're going to be working together in the future regardless, because I know I might need some more artwork in the future.
Yeah, sure. Czar's got his YouTube channel. I've got one that I'm starting to get off the ground pretty soon as well that Paul actually just finished for me. So
wait, are we all starting YouTube channels? Like, should I be doing that too? Like, what?
Absolutely, you should.
Zach, you need a logo? What's up?
No, I'll be honest, I can't do that. I don't know how to do video editing. That's a whole nother beast.
Oh, you don't even do the audio editing.
Congrats on your guys' 1,000 downloads. That's huge. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming, Paul.
Don't be a stranger.
I won't. I'll be back. We'll have to think of another segment.
Music Mayhem, it sounds like you got a lot of trash to talk. Let's see it in action, boy.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, we'll have to figure something out that I'm good at, and then we'll have to have Krista on so I can beat her at it too.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, I like where this is going.
And Czar will show up.
Czar will be here doing whatever Czar does. That's what you should change your YouTube channel name to. Czar is just Czar things.
Just Czar things.
What are Czar things? Well, come find out.
Shower thoughts,
Paul, why are you still here?
I don't know. I'm outie. Peace out, y'all. Have a good rest of your podcast.
Thank you so much for coming on, my man. It's been great.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, y'all. See ya.
Bye. So once again, for all of our friends, that was Paul Meyer, and you can find him at paulmeyer.co. Go start your projects. Don't hesitate. You have a great artist now. You know him. You know where to find him. Go start your projects. Can't wait. Czar 2020.
Czar 2020.
Wait a minute. I'm back. I jump back in.
How did you even do that?
Yeah, what's up? Zoom link was still open. Nintendo.
No!
Nintendo.
Get out of here, Paul.
My man.
How do you boot him? Just
I'll let him stay, dude. He's one of me, man. He's one of us.
Once again, Paul has done amazing work for us. Go start your projects. Get into contact with him. Get it going. We owe that man a lot. That was the first part of this episode. we promised a Q&A section. We went out, we talked to some of the biggest fans of the Game Tea podcast right now, and they had some interesting questions for us. We're just going to go down the list and go through some of our favorites. Czar, how would you like to read that first question?
Why does JP smell so bad? God, guys.
Because no one ever told me I smelled bad until now.
You know, that's actually one of my biggest fears, is that at any given moment, somebody thinks that I smell bad.
That's a dumb fear.
I know, but it's just one of my top 3 irrational fears.
Top 3?
I have a few. Anyway, so guys, how much work goes into the podcast every week? Like, what's our process?
Well, essentially, it starts off with our man, Zach. We at first we didn't know quite what was going on. It was just a modge podge of us trying to get through it. But now we've actually got a decent system. So Zach is actually the guy who comes up with the scripts. Zach lays it out in this nice format with links for us to kind of look at what we're doing that week. And I feel like Zach does a great job. Zach, what do you think?
I honestly never know if it's good until the episode actually comes together and we all start talking. So yeah, I feel like I really have gotten out of my comfort zone of like finding good PlayStation and Xbox like articles. Mm-hmm. It used to be all Nintendo because I'm biased as hell. We all know that.
You don't say.
Nintendo.
So yeah, it's gotten more fun with like just getting comfortable with knowing everything. And anytime I crap on PlayStation is really fun. So.
So it all starts off with Zach making the script. Usually, because of like COVID and stuff and everything going on right now, with Zara about to get married and Zach just kind of going to see his parents and doing whatever the hell Zach does, we kind of find a spot every week to record both of the episodes. And then Zara always edits the news episodes that come out on Wednesdays. And I usually edit the segment that comes out on Saturdays. And I think it's been going well, but to be honest, I haven't asked Zara very much about it. Zara, what do you think?
I love our system. Honestly, when we started, and if you go back and listen to our first episodes, we are a jumbled mess of nonsense.
Don't do that.
Not until we start making scripts, until Zach starts making scripts and telling us what we're supposed to say, we figured out how to talk.
Yeah, like I did not think of that. We slowly figured out that, hey, maybe we can't just bullshit this entire thing. It was a very quick, humbling realization. We listened that first month and we were like, oh God, do we really sound like this?
Yeah, but it really has. With the process has developed, and as a result of that, the 3 of us have gotten better too.
Furthering that, the editing process is where JP and I come in, and I gotta say that I've learned a lot about editing. It's always been my passion. And so this is just the perfect opportunity, and I love it. It's a long process.
It's probably been weird, like, because, yeah, you're a video editor is the thing, but, like, has it been weird just doing strictly an audio podcast?
It really has been. I've learned a lot more about waves, because with video, you're, like, watching the scene that you cut. And, you don't really put much thought into the audio unless you have some good quality software like I got now. But with audio, it's been really on the surface simplistic, but when you look into it, you really have to be tedious with where in the sound wave you cut.
Absolutely. It's a different ball game for sure.
I appreciate you guys. I am not meticulous enough for that.
Zach, did you want to do question 2?
So how did you guys know each other before the podcast started? See, JP and I have been friends since 3rd grade. Who was it, Miss? We weren't in 3rd grade together. We were in.
No, but we met each other in 3rd grade, which, oh my God, what was that? 18 years ago?
God, we're old.
We are old.
Playing Yu-Gi-Oh and having sleepovers and playing Jack 2 were some of our fondest memories. We've pretty much been best friends like since then. And Czar, how did you show up, man? What the hell? When did you get here?
The door was open and I just kind of walked in.
Like, oh, damn it, who left that open?
He's been here the whole time, hasn't he? Okay.
He's like, guys, I've known you since then too.
JP and I went to the same college, and in fact, we're a part of the same fraternity. And through knowing him, he knew that I had an interest in like YouTube and video games, anything like me trying to stream or record and edit. So, we just kind of get talking on that. And throughout the years that we were in the fraternity together, we actually developed a really close friendship, from just endless nights of fun with the entire group of guys to running a haunted house together.
Yeah, we did. Our philanthropy through the fraternity was like running a haunted house. Czar was usually in charge, but I would always kind of help him.
Holy crap, was that not the biggest nightmare, headache-inducing stress event ever?
Every year, but it always turned out good. It always turned out good. It was always worth it.
It was so much fun. And so how I came into the group and actually met Zach was I moved to the same town as JP and Zach pretty recently, less than a year ago. And so, yeah, we started hanging out and talking, and one thing led to another, and guess what? We're friends.
And if you listen, Zach brought up those earlier episodes. That's kind of what made it a little iffy, was Zach and Czar didn't know each other very well yet. So it's kind of like, the chemistry of trying to figure out the podcast plus the chemistry of them trying to figure out, like, what's okay for me to say around this guy. But I mean, it's gotten to the point where sometimes they even play video games without me,
Yeah. Why don't you have Borderlands?
Because I simply cannot buy Borderlands for a fourth console. I will not do it. 4 consoles. I refuse. No more.
I did it.
But you could, though.
Shut up. Question number 3. I will take this one. Oh, this question. What would it take for JP to buy an Xbox Series X, and what would it take for Czar to buy a PlayStation 5 on the next release day of the console generation?
Ooh. Another 1,000 downloads.
I feel personally not out there. So, rude.
And Zach's just getting Nintendo.
Nintendo.
And that's why you were excluded.
Yeah, but you got that badass gaming PC now.
Have I told you about my PC?
Yeah, have I told you guys about mine? It's completely disassembled.
Because I'm not building it for you until Tuesday. All right, Czar, why don't you answer this first? Because I'm genuinely interested in your answer.
Well, I'll buy another PlayStation 5 on launch if we hit another 1,000 downloads. For real, I'll most likely get a PlayStation 5. I'm probably not going to get the higher priced PlayStation, but I definitely want to jump on PlayStation's next gen.
On my end, it's simple. I want Xbox to really get the games under the belt. Look, we know Xbox has the best console as far as like hardware, but it's about gaming. I want to see good exclusives come from Xbox. I want to really see them hype up, some new first-party titles, some indie developers. I just want to see good games, man. That's why I'm in this. That's why I play games.
JP, your debate voice is coming out.
Oh, sorry. I'll put it. Whew. Thanks for putting me in my place. That almost got hairy.
About got heated up in here.
Whoever asked this question didn't include me. I'm getting both, so shut up.
It was Camden. Camden asked that question.
Oh, damn you, Camden. I'm watching you. Why don't we play Fortnite anymore, Camden? What's the deal, man? And so that leads into the next question. God, I'm good at segues. What is the most fun you ever had with an online multiplayer game?
Ooh. I actually have a pretty funny story for this. So early in me getting Xbox Live, I found this game, and I think it was like Black Site Area 51 or something. It was some alien-based game that at the very last minute, the developers decided to throw in a multiplayer.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, it was bad. Like, the game wasn't even great itself. It was a very low-budget game. And so the multiplayer just made no sense. But I thought I would give it a try because I am an achievement whore, and I just had to get all the gamer score. So I had to play the multiplayer. And, it took a good couple of hours trying to find 3 people to play with. And so I started out, very first time playing this multiplayer. Only multiplayer game I played on this title. And I joined a lone wolf free-for-all shoot 'em up. And It was me with like 3 or 4 other people. And holy shit, I went on a 28 kill streak without dying once. First time touching it. I just kept murking everybody, and I kept hearing through the chat like, "Oh, again? No, are you kidding me?" Picked up the game today.
That's a good feeling.
Yep. So game ended, and I got an achievement at the end of the game that I didn't know existed, and it was kill 25 players in a free-for-all match without dying.
Whew.
And I was like, all right, I never need to touch this game again, and I never did.
You're right. That is a good story.
So the type of guy to win his first game, go 1-0 undefeated and quit right there.
And it's just like, well, nowhere to go here but down. So, boop, done.
So mine was back in like 2010 or 2011. I was playing World of Warcraft competitively through their arena. And a friend of mine and a friend we knew online. So like there's like seasons in World of Warcraft, and we were doing 3v3, which was like you're 3 people versus 3 other people. Pretty self-explanatory, right? And basically the season starts, ends at a certain time. And so the season started at like so-and-so, and my the character that I was playing just got some huge buffs. And so we waited until like the season started. The very first like second we could queue up, we queued up. I think by the time the season ended, we ended up getting like 10th place on our entire battle group, which is basically like the entire region of Chicago region. I think it's like time zone based.
Wow.
And so it was just an awesome, I think we spent probably like 40 hours just beating people, and it was so much fun. I think we ended up going like 40-3 or like 42-3 or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad
Impressive.
at all.
And so that was a big highlight of my World of Warcraft addiction. So yeah, JP, what is your favorite multiplayer experience?
So mine's a little more cheesy, but I know I have talked crap on Modern Warfare 2 a lot, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, but it was my first time really getting into the multiplayer, but also it was like my dad really liked to play, and we just played that together all the time. We just take turns handing the controller to one another and just like killing people and free for all and laughing and having a good time. Honest to God, like I just have great memories with Modern Warfare 2. So,
oh, that's touching when you have that sentimental memory playing with somebody.
Well, you guys had that too. So, honest to God, yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is going to have to be it for me. Like I said, it's weird because I do nothing but crap on Call of Duty games, but they've brought some good memories. Good times, good times. Who's got that next question?
So, guys, here's a pretty on-the-nose question. What's your favorite part about podcasting? What do we love about it?
Oh, God. Honestly, from my end, I don't care if nobody ever listens to the episodes we make. It's just so good to get my thoughts about video games off my chest and talk about it with 2 other people who will actually listen to me.
Please listen to our podcast.
Zach's just like, JP, don't say that. Honest to God, though, I mean it. It's just like I have so many thoughts about video games and so much excitement about the culture in my head. And I just love talking about it. I love being able to talk about it with 2 people that think the same way. And it honestly does feel good hearing feedback from people who do listen to the podcast who are either like, yeah, I agree with you, or they're like, no, I don't agree, and here's why. It's really cool.
So to piggyback off of JP's thing, I think my favorite part is just hanging out with these 2 dudes. I mean, I know it sounds super cheesy, but like, it's just like you're hanging out with your friends, you're doing something that you love, like talking about video games. And I don't know, it's like a pretty fast, I don't know, we only record for like 2.5 hours, 2 hours, but yeah, it's just fun talking with these guys and like fooling around. And then afterwards, you're like, let's play a game. And then we end up doing something together. So it's just nice hanging out with people and kind of doing something productive productive in quotes together. So yeah, that's my answer. What about you, Czar?
I mean, I'm kind of in the same avenue as you guys. Like, I love video games have been a huge part of all 3 of our lives. And I mean, I can't remember a single time in my life when I didn't love going up to my friends and being like, hey, did you get the new game? Did you fight this boss? And, you just talk for hours about strategy, about upcoming news, rumors, everything. And what I love to see is just love of video games.
And it's not just talking about video games. Like, I feel like we work well together because we actually care about like kind of the culture around video games. We like talking about news and theories and what we think could happen. Like,
I mean, we got a vendetta against Metacritic.
Metacritic.
You just had to bring them into this.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, good stuff.
Who had the original idea to start the podcast?
Full disclosure, it was JP.
Okay. Technically it was me, but like The idea is only good if I have, other people who are enthusiastic about the idea. So despite the fact that, I kind of came up with it, it's not like it'd be any good without you two.
I remember JP asked me to join the podcast. When JP comes up to you with
You were hesitant, dude.
But when JP comes up to you with this big ass smile, like, dude, I'm gonna start a podcast. You gotta say yes. You know what I mean? Like,
and a gun. I'm starting a podcast.
You're in, right? Yeah, JP, please don't hurt me.
It wasn't a question.
I have a family. You do it. You know what I mean? So, JP had the original idea. And he made us do it. So, yeah.
And I remember when JP came up to me because, I had still been really trying to get into YouTubing hard. And I had quite a few videos out and was talking to JP about, I was a little bit frustrated. I needed some new equipment and I wasn't quite sure where to go. But I really wanted to get back into something with editing and putting myself out there on the internet. And just randomly, JP looks at me. He's like, "Do you ever thought about starting a podcast?" And I was just like, not until now.
All according to plan.
And so, yeah, that's kind of how it happened.
My chalkboard literally went, step 1, start a podcast. Step 2, invite Zach and Czar. Step 3, question mark. Step 4, profit.
Still working on step 3.
All right, Zach, you can take the next guy.
Any teasers for future plans on the podcast?
We didn't even think we'd make it this far.
Right? What's the future?
I don't know. I never thought I'd get this far.
It will include video games, right, guys?
I hope so. I certainly hope so. That's kind of the point.
Nah, I think we should start doing cupcake tutorials.
I love cupcakes. I don't know. I mean, I guess just keep going. Keep on trying to build more and more of a following.
More guest hosts, more segments, and a lot more fun shenanigans.
That's the point, is just to have fun and more shenanigans. We've got obviously listener milestones that we can keep on hitting. I think the next huge one that I would love to try and hit is try to find some sponsors, maybe try and make some merch. Hell, maybe even if we can get enough patrons and get enough money going through this thing, open a website and open a merch store through there. I mean, that would be amazing.
Absolutely. Ooh, I know a teaser that is going to be coming up in the near future. Our Patreons are going to start receiving extra content, just little blooper reels, maybe 5 minutes to 10 minutes long.
I think that's absolutely. Just really getting more into the Patreon and really giving more back to the people who are supporting the podcast.
So if you want to see us mess up on the podcast real bad, become a Patreon.
That was pretty good. That was good.
And trust me, it gets real bad.
It gets real bad.
Thank you, JP. You guys, thank you, Czar. You guys really help make us not sound stupid.
Real recognizes real, Zach.
Who's got the next bad boy here?
I want Czar to answer this one.
All right.
Czar, what's the best beverage to consume while gaming?
Beer.
Any kind in particular? You're just leaving it at that?
I mean, I don't want to get specific. We don't have sponsors.
You don't have to be sponsored to mention, hey, I like to drink Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I think you do, though.
No, you do not.
Well, my go-to is usually Bud Light. Get a nice tall boy, crack that open, and you got quite a few hours of good times ahead of you.
Okay, not bad, not bad. What about you, Zach?
My favorite would be Bella V, sparkling water from Aldi.
Didn't you just start drinking that a few days ago?
It's been like 7 months now, JP, dude. COVID's been hard, bro. I understand that.
Okay, yeah, you gotta give me a little credit. I've never seen you drink one of those things before. Is it good?
It is great. I really like it. It's hydrating. It got me away from my Coca-Cola addiction, so it's nice. What about you, JP?
You both. It's interesting because Czar brought up an alcoholic beverage, and you just did like your normal drink. So I'm gonna say, yeah, some weird, bizarre drink. I don't know what this water is you're talking about. So if we're talking alcohol, I love White Claw. I love White Claw. What can I say? And it's honestly a good gaming drink because it doesn't like make you feel full and sluggish. It kind of. So, like, you can stay alert and still get kind of tipsy with it. So, I love just drinking White Claw.
Favorite flavor, though?
Oh, raspberry. Raspberry.
naturally.
Raspberry, no doubt. Black cherry, second close, but no, raspberry is the definite best flavor of White Claw.
Least favorite flavor.
Ruby grapefruit. And if you give me a ruby grapefruit White Claw, we are not friends anymore. I will slash your tires. I will move all of your furniture in your apartment slightly to the left so you don't remember the room anymore and you stub your toe. I will do that if you give me a ruby grapefruit White Claw.
You monster. Not my toes.
So Zara kind of segued already to this one. If you guys could have any sponsor, who would it be?
Big Red, because if you don't chew it, then fuck you. But no, seriously, I would love to get Lipton on board and have our own gaming tea brand. Like, seriously, that makes the most sense out of any sponsorship in the world. We need a tea company.
How cool would it be to see our label on like one of those paper things for a tea bag? Like, oh my God, that would be amazing.
Or like going into your gas station and seeing like those big ass peace teas, but it's game tea.
Oh, that would be so cool. That'd be so cool.
I mean, like I said, it's mainly Mountain Dew game fuel, but you know.
Where are you at, Lipton? If you had to choose one game series to play for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Waifu Uncovered?
Gosh damn it. Culture yourself, brother. Waifu Uncovered. It's an
Waifu
art form.
Uncovered. That's where I want to live. Don't ever let me leave that reality.
If you ever mock Zach's favorite game again, there's going to be hell to pay, Czar.
Your furniture already moved magically. You just wait.
My toes.
My toes.
JP, what about you?
Mine is also going to be Waifu Uncovered. Okay. You know I'm a huge Zelda fan, but the thing is Zelda is also super diverse right now with its games. So if it's a game series, I'm going with Zelda, man. I mean, it comes to the point where like some Zelda games.
Hey, is Zelda on PlayStation?
No.
Okay, good. No. You keep going.
I don't want to. Fine, you got me. My favorite game series of all time is a Nintendo exclusive. But
why is that? Because Nintendo.
I mean, hell, but that's the thing about Zelda is like switch between Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Link's Awakening. It doesn't even feel like they're all like Zelda games at some point. I mean, it's like you really get diversity in some of those games. And if it had to be one game series, Zelda, hands down.
Hell yeah. Zara, what about you?
Realistically, it would most likely have to be Kingdom Hearts.
Ooh,
honestly, I have a lot of fun with that game.
Okay, that's an interesting pick, but I respect that.
I just love being taken out of whatever reality I'm in and like just strolling through Traverse Town with Donald and Goofy strolling behind me, and it just
Dolan and Gooby.
Gooby, please.
Gooby, please.
Man, we haven't dug that one up in a while.
No, we have not.
But it's just so charming, and let's be real, for whatever your experience with Disney is, it will always hold a special place in everyone's heart. And just seeing all of your favorite characters come to life and fighting alongside them in a really cool, convoluted story, I just can't get tired of it.
Convoluted is the key word there. And I say that as a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. Zach, what about you, man?
That's tough. I think I would have to go with Super Mario because you get literally everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get RPGs, you get platforming, you get 3D platforming, you get 2D platforming, you get sports games, you get Dance Dance Revolution knockoffs.
Forgot about that one.
I mean, I think if I choose Mario, I'm winning. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you got pretty much every genre covered.
RPGs.
I mean, hell, they even have a horror game.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
They have a horror game?
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Mario. Okay, a little side note. I started Paper Mario and the Origami King. It's a really funny game, actually. The beginning of the game, Mario and Luigi get locked in the castle. And Luigi's like, "Don't worry, Mario. I know exactly what we need to do to get out of this. I'll just go get Mario. I'll just go get Mario and everything will be fine." And he's like,
I died laughing.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, my favorite was when he was like driving up there. He goes, "I'm going to go park the car because I don't want to tip the valet." I'm like, "God damn it, I'm Luigi."
Paper Super Mario's humor, dude. It's a special game. I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it a lot. Now, we got a few funky questions, and you know who you are if you're listening to this. If I mail you a Capri Sun, will you put the straw in it and mail it back to me?
I can't promise the juice will still be in there when you get it, but I'll do it.
It's bold of you to think I can get that straw in that juice pack. That is Herculean strength right there, my friend. The answer is yes. If you mail it to me, I will do that. But yeah,
I would absolutely try.
I would do my darndest. Don't drink his Capri Sun.
Full disclosure, I'm gonna drink it.
No, don't drink it.
So mail them Capri Suns. I mean, you can mail me Capri Suns. I would love you forever if you mailed me Capri Suns. But
how great is Capri Sun?
Oh, refreshing. We're not sponsored by Capri Sun.
Not yet. Where are you at, Capri Sun? All right. When will Colby's OnlyFans account be available? For a little context, who's Colby?
Colby is my puppers.
Yay! I tweeted a photo of Colby. Or you tweeted a photo of Colby. I retweeted it. That is our new mascot because she is adorable.
Oh, she's so cute. Beautiful little golden doodle. As far as when her fans account will be, I guess whenever the fans want it. I never thought I would be that guy to post pictures on social media on his pet's social media, but I'll do it if they want it.
I'll do it for money. I mean, with all this stuff on OnlyFans, people have to feel exhausted after doing the thing you're normally supposed to do while you're there. So some cute dog pictures might perk them right back up.
I'm not even 100% sure what OnlyFans is.
Oh, my sweet, sweet child. Oh, sorry.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you when you're older.
Waifu uncovered. Just think about it.
That's what I thought it was. No, Colby will never be up on that website.
But instead of being Galaga, it's your money.
Oh, that was funny, Zach.
I knew it was.
Sometimes I think.
And we've got one more question for Czar regarding an episode that we released a week ago about Far Cry. Why is Czar wrong about Far Cry 3 being the best when it is obviously Far Cry 5?
Who the hell asked this question? Where are they at? I'll fight them.
Don't worry about it. Just answer the question.
Well, you are wrong because Far Cry 3 was pretty much the start of the modernization of this series and making it as great as it was. Far Cry 5 was terrible because of bad writing, and they wrote themselves into a corner right at the very end that made very little sense. For the most part, the rest of the game was fun. A little bit tedious, and quite a few of the missions glitched on me because I was supposed to do them before I took out a certain lieutenant. But I'm an idiot, so my experience wasn't great, and I just feel like Far Cry 5 did not improve on the genre.
Right.
They didn't really add anything. I mean, there were a lot of vehicles. That was their highlight, was the driving in this game. But honestly, I've played pretty much every Far Cry, and I've never really gotten into a vehicle unless the game makes me. Plus, Far Cry 3 is the absolute best because of a specific mission where you are armed with a flamethrower, and your task is to burn all of the marijuana fields from the warlord just to get his attention and piss him off. And it's great because as you're in the middle of the pot fields burning them, your character starts going all wonky and your vision starts blurring and you can't see straight because you're stoned as hell.
Oh, that's pretty funny, actually.
Just for that makes the game immensely better, in my opinion. And you're wrong. Far Cry 5 is not better.
I've got a few more humorous questions. Just a few more, because I'm having fun with the humor questions. This one is directed towards Zach. Will Krista ever return to the podcast?
Yeah, probably.
Krista's specialty is really Pokemon, right?
Czar's going to have one of those vacation days sooner or later.
Czar. No.
JP, speaking of, you need a vacation, Cranky Pants. So, you know what?
Yeah.
We're replacing you.
Oh.
But you still have to do all the work.
In editing, especially the editing.
Can I have access to Colby's OnlyFans account?
No.
What's even the point of being here? What are your guys' thoughts on Spy Kids 3D Game Over?
10 out of 10. I had the biggest crush on what's her face growing up.
The chick that played, I think her name was like Carmen.
And
yeah.
She's like older than me, so it's not weird, okay? So
my thoughts on Spy Kids 3D is that was the best George Lopez cameo I've ever seen in my life. Do, 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 do. Tell everybody that Detective Pikachu is a horrible movie, except anytime Ryan Reynolds is on screen. That's not even a question. That's not even a question.
But yes, Ryan Reynolds is amazing in everything he does.
But Detective Pikachu, okay, the three of us have talked about this before. In the context of video game movies, Detective Pikachu was really, really good.
Absolutely.
Most of those movies are hot garbo. Detective Pikachu is probably the best video game movie I've ever seen in my life.
Not to say that it didn't have its flaws.
Of course not.
Any movie does, but I really think that Detective Pikachu was absolutely necessary, especially for a series and franchise that has captivated us since children and continues to captivate new generations. And I mean, a live action movie, like, we all dreamt about that as kids. It was pretty much what we wanted.
The final question. Which member of Kim Possible do you identify with most?
Rufus.
The naked mole rat.
Wade. The guy on the computer whose job it is to just like FaceTime them and tell them what's going on. Like, I can do that.
Okay, well, if you're Rufus, then I am definitely Kim.
Zach, you can be Kim.
Thank you.
I'm totally okay with Zach being Kim. Will you say what's the sitch to me real quick?
What's the sitch, Wade?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll tell you what the sitch is. We're out of time.
No!
I just want to tell each of you congratulations one more time on 1,000 downloads on this podcast. You know, it was a group effort. I couldn't have done it without either of you guys. This is great.
And we couldn't have done it without you beautiful people out there, the listeners.
Oh, I thought you were going to say me, but that's fine too.
Well, you too, JP.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Listeners, JP and Zara, thanks for all you do in the editing. You guys are awesome.
And you're the one who comes up with what we talk about every week.
We have a lot to be proud of, and so I'm really glad we could do this. And it was honestly a lot of fun answering these questions. I can't wait until we do this again. And like I said, boys, we got a lot to be proud of. This has been amazing, and I can't wait to see where we take it from here. And just again, all of the listeners out there, thank you so much.
And as one very last shout out to Paul, he seriously was the foundation of getting this started. If you have a project that you want to work on, do not wait. Get into contact with this man. He's talented. He'll work with you. Start your projects.
100%. Thanks again, Paul, for showing up. Come back soon.
And where's Lipton? Where's Lipton?
Where's our game tea?
Lipton! Great 1,000 episode special. Don't quite know what we're going to do for the next milestone. We'll see what happens, but it's been fun. It's been a fun ride these last 5 months, and thank you all so much for joining us on the Game Tea podcast. We will see you in the next episode.
You just got your game tea.
Bye!